Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It's Bad News Brad here with another round of bad news as we close out the week. It was a messy day yesterday. Some areas we saw some training storms down at the southeast corner of Kenton County, southwestern Campbell County, and north central Pennington County saw an estimated 5+ inches of rainfall in just a couple of hours. You can get that in some of these springtime storms, especially when they have a lot of moisture to work with. Let's hop on over. Let me switch a source here because I always forget to do that. Wrong one, 0 for 1. Let's try one more time. A lot of buttons. All right, we'll make that happen. All right, so hopefully you got out and enjoyed a little bit of the sunshine we saw outside early this morning. We had a few peaks out there because the rain is already pushing back in for round number 2. We're not expecting anything severe again today, other than that chance for maybe some localized flooding, just because the ground is pretty saturated after our first rainfall event. So here's a live look right now at radar. First alert radar sweeping across the area. More dry than not, but that'll change here in the next few hours. Our best chances for rain here for your Friday are going to be between about 2 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Plenty of dry time in there, too. Please don't cancel your outdoor plans. Not going to be a washout, but just be willing to be flexible as we work our way through this afternoon. Here are those rainfall estimates I was talking about, and I might go off the cuff here and just start going around here more than I would on, could be able to on TV. But here are some of those rainfall totals. We saw the heaviest rain. Now, this is where we had that flash flood warning over there where it says 4.5 inches pointing just between Butler and Piner. That is where we had the heaviest rainfall yesterday. Flash flood warning. There was a 911 call reporting some high water over to Coursey Pike there where kind of the Plum Creek meets the Licking River, where that county line gets a little bit more squiggly there, just northwest of Butler. So a lot of rainfall there yesterday. Obviously, any new rainfall could create some new issues again in a similar area. The area just west of Foster, northeastern Pendleton County, an estimated 3 inches of rainfall via the radar yesterday, in Georgetown over there as well. Almost 4 inches of estimated rainfall came down in a very short period of time. So a messy day yesterday, similar day today. I do think the coverage is going to be a little bit more widespread as we close out the work week. So just be aware of that. 68 right now at CVG. We just briefly, the last 20 minutes or so, hit about 69. I think that'll be our high temperature today, just because the rain's going to help to moderate things a little bit more as we work our way into the day-to-day, whereas areas that aren't seeing the rainfall yet, and maybe a few more peaks of sunshine, Hamilton, Middletown, some more so Butler County, those areas have the better chances to sneak into the mid-70s, but it's going to be very briefly because just about everybody will get wet today. And compared to yesterday, everybody's colder. 13 degrees colder. Remember, we quickly shot up into the upper 70s, low 80s yesterday. Today, not going to be the case. So a significant cool down, and that'll be the trend as we work way into this weekend. A little cooler out there for both Saturday and Sunday. But while bad news Brad today, not bad news Brad for long. We will see nicer weather for both Saturday and Sunday both. So make some outdoor plans, get out there and enjoy it. Today, you're just going to have to dodge some of the rain, and you can see it's already becoming fairly widespread to the southwest. This is our best opportunity for the day here. That rainfall stretching from Evansville to Louisville. So again, early afternoon, evening hours. That's going to be the best chance of the day. Off to the west, this lousy low will spin away in the cold front. Right now, it's kind of tough to see here on the satellite imagery, but it's back there just west of Springfield. That dives in late tonight. I'm talking early overnight hours into Saturday. That's going to essentially squeeze the atmosphere out like a sponge and dry us out for the weekend. We might hang on to some residual gloom into Saturday morning, but the later we get in the day, the more opportunities we will see for some sunshine. And then Sunday, picture perfect day if you're trying to get out and make some outdoor plans. Please enjoy the weekend. Take advantage of the weekend to get some of the yard work you've been putting off done, because next week, outside of Monday, which the chances today look a little bit lower than they did yesterday, and for rain chances Monday. So Monday looking a little better. Tuesday and Wednesday looking not as good. That's our next chance. The Storm Prediction Center here in this yellow shaded area has already highlighted a wide swath of the Ohio Valley for a severe weather threat. It's going to be Tuesday evening and early Wednesday morning. The timing yesterday was looking a little better. It looked like it might come in through the overnight hours. I know that's never great. You don't want to have the stronger storms through overnight hours, but this time of the year here in the Ohio Valley, overnight hours can be a little better because that gives the storms a little bit less fuel to work with. If this does, as it kind of looks like it is here on some of the weather models, if this storm event does come in more so around dinner time into the later evening hours, that is when we're at our warmest. That is more fuel for the storms to work with. So Keeping an eye on Tuesday. Still pretty vague on the details right now just because it is far enough out, but all threats will probably be possible Tuesday into Wednesday. We'll work on the exact timing as we work our way into this weekend. Could be our next first alert weather day there on Tuesday, so something to keep an eye on. But for now, like I said, just kind of keeping it vague, and we'll get more specific and detailed as we work way into this weekend. Satellite radar loop again across the area. Just expect a pretty noisy day. These storms are not going to be severe today. Very slim chance that would happen. But they'll have, just like yesterday, a good amount of lightning associated with them and a good amount of rainfall at times. So get the rain gear out and be careful with those evening plans. The rest of your weekend, don't really have to be careful with the weekend plans. We have an FC Cincinnati match. We have Asian Natty happening, the Asian Food Fest downtown, a lot of stuff happening. This is the time of the year where the outdoor events really start to ramp up. So, nothing to worry about. It's going to be a little chilly Sunday morning. That's the one thing that's not showing on there. I got us at 42 Sunday morning, some spots. If the skies clear out really early Saturday night, some spots might try to dive into the upper 30s. Probably not frost territory yet, and more on that. We've been hinting at a big cool down for the first week of May, but more on that coming up in a bit. But definitely chilly, enough that you're going to want the jacket on Sunday morning. Otherwise, take the shades. Really, really comfortable day. Very spring-like weekend. We're going to fast forward here on your first alert, look ahead into next week. Here's Sunday. Again, more sunshine than not. Few high, thin clouds that you are seeing on there. Monday looking better than it did yesterday. There will be a chance for a few storms to push through, though this particular run of the model has said mostly sunny skies. Either way, a more dry than not Monday. Get out there, enjoy it. The Reds are back in town with a 4-game series with Soft Lewis Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The Cards are in town, a 4-game series. Monday will probably be the best night to go in terms of the rain chances, because you'll see what happens as you work away towards Tuesday. And that was the day I already told you that we could see some stronger storms. Here comes Tuesday. This is Tuesday, right around first pitch time, 7:30, and that does look to now be the best time to see, at least start seeing the stronger storm threat across the Ohio Valley. So something to keep an eye on. Working our way Tuesday into early Wednesday, lingering showers and storms outside. We'll briefly hit about 81 degrees on Tuesday. That'll be that thunderstorm fuel. Working our way back into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Temperatures start to go down a bit, but the storm chances are still going to be there. A second lousy low sweeps our way late Wednesday into Thursday. Right now, not thinking stronger storms just because of the cooler temperatures will be there, but it will be quite a bit of rainfall into Thursday, and then you see we dry back out towards the end of next week. Friday looking good, just a little cooler, and then chilly into the first week of May. We've been kind of hinting at this for a bit. Still looking more towards somewhere around the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, somewhere in there of May to maybe have a frost. That's why we're telling you just don't plant things just yet until we get a little better handle on what's going to happen out there as we work way towards the first weekend of May. This is the rain estimates, the guesstimates out there. We're going to weigh into tomorrow morning before we dry back out. Certainly could see a heavier swath here or there between 1 to 3 inches of rain, just like what we saw outside yesterday. Just depends on where those heaviest downpours line up, and if you certainly have some train over the same area, that'll lead to higher totals. It's just really, I don't want to say impossible, but it's very difficult to pinpoint exactly where that's going to be. But either way, just know that is going to be a possibility. So if you live in a low-lying area and you're seeing rain shower after thunderstorm after rain shower through the afternoon, keep a close eye on things, especially if you get any alerts sent to your phone about flash flood warnings. It's a possibility with the storms today, but that's about the only threat with these. We're going to weigh back towards next week after a nice dry weekend. You see the rain chances Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They start to pile up. I think this model overdoes it just a bit, but you get the idea. Several areas could see at least an inch of rainfall. Some spots might see 3 inches plus if you get really unlucky with all the rain chances we're going to see into next week. And I just got a notification that our first lightning strike has been detected somewhere within 50 miles. We'll take a look at that radar again before we wrap things up. And I'll look at some questions, too, if you have any out there. We're going to weigh through on the social media channels. I'll get there in just a second. If you do have those questions, go ahead and start typing them now as we take a look at the 7 days ahead. And 5 out of the 7 don't look great. The weekend, though, it's perfect. You really couldn't time this out better because a lot of people, they always complain, of course, it was nice on Tuesday and Wednesday, and now it's pouring for the weekend. This weekend, you will have no weather problems. Saturday, Sunday, they both look great. The one bad thing you can pick out of this weekend forecast, well, maybe 2 things. If you really want to get picky about it, it's going to be a little gloomy tomorrow, sure. We could have a stray sprinkle linger into the morning hours. Okay. But other than that, gradual clearing through Saturday. The next thing you could pick out is it's going to be chilly Sunday morning. We're talking low 40s outside. Some spots might sneak into the upper 30s because it will calm down enough for those temperatures to try to take a dive into Sunday morning. I'm not thinking any frost, but it's certainly jacket worthy. But then nothing but sunshine Sunday afternoon. Really, really good. Take advantage of that. Reds, 4-game series with everybody's least favorite NL Central team. They're here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's going to be interesting to see, if we have any delays or anything happening this week. It's going to be a busy week because we do forecast for the Reds directly, and I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of text messages from that. 81 degrees outside Tuesday. There will be a good chance for some severe weather as we work our way Tuesday into Wednesday night. Again, keeping a very close eye on that one. Wednesday, more scattered storms. I think things lighten up a little bit Wednesday, but Thursday looks to be another widespread rain event. I don't think really necessarily a strong storm threat, but, just because the temperatures will be a little bit cooler out there. But something to keep an eye on Thursday, too. So, wet week. Monday, I know it has the storm icon on there, but it's just going to be a very slim chance for the rain with how things have been trending the last couple days Monday. So, Monday, if you don't get the yard work done Sunday, you want to try to do it on Monday. Monday does look pretty good. Still comfortable, more dry than not, certainly, at 75 degrees. So, things to keep an eye on. Let me hop back to the radar. We'll keep that sweeping next to me here for a second, while I try to dive into the pits of social media, as everyone tells you not to do. Look at the comments section. We're going to do it just for fun, because why not? I'm a glutton for punishment on a Friday. What do we got? Yesterday was, I hope it wasn't a surprise. We talked about the rainfall and that it was going to be pushing in. So hopefully it wasn't too much of a surprise for you. Maybe a surprise that, a few areas saw that much rainfall. I certainly wasn't really expecting DeMossville to get almost 5 inches of rain. Sometimes that happens. You get some training storms. That's why they're just really hard to predict the rain totals. We kind of talked about that when we talked about the high-res models and those hefty rainfall totals. It's really hard to pick out specific areas and specific amounts with this kind of a weather setup. Whereas, if you have a line of storms coming in, that's much easier to time out. It's much, the start time, end time, and get some totals because everything's so uniform. It's with these little isolated downpours where you really can't pick those out, but you have to kind of do it in real time. We saw that kind of developing yesterday as Steve and I were here working, looking at some of that weather, pushing through the Coursey Pike down there. And, I'll pick out that area again. We just hop around. Like I said, I'm going to kind of go off the script today. I don't going to have a script, but this area right here in particular is what I was talking about, just northwest of the Butler area. So 177 here near DeMossville, where you can kind of see the bullseye. I don't think you can see. Let me just double check. Yeah, you definitely can't see me moving the mouse around, so I'm going to have to draw this. Let's see what this object is. Let's see what my pointer is. Okay, so that kind of works. You can kind of see the arrow there on the screen. So 177 as it pushes through DeMossville. That's also known as DeCoursey Pike. There was a 911 report somewhere around here in this area where the road kind of bends northward. And where Plum Creek, which is this up here, there was reports of high water over the road. We found a low-lying area, so we assume that's probably where that report came in from. But that was where we saw the worst of the weather yesterday. That's why they issued that flash flood warning yesterday down in DeMossville. Sometimes that happens. Just be aware that is another threat today. If you do have some of those training, heavier downpours, you could see some of those, some low-lying areas certainly pick up, if they pick up a quick 1 to 2 inches of rain, that could be a problem. Again, if you're in those areas, it floods. Be aware of that as we work our way through the day today. Otherwise, not expecting any big severe weather chances. Let's hop back over to the main radar because we do have that lightning that is just now starting to spread into Owen County. A few downpours down that way. Again, nothing severe. Just a few downpours that'll be pushing up into Owenton proper, up 127 there in just a few minutes. There's that one lightning strike you kind of saw there. Just southwest of Owenton, more rainfall. This storm earlier down, when it was a little bit closer to Madison, which you see there on the screen, that is pushing its way in as well. That had lightning earlier. Doesn't look like we have much with it now. More heavy rainfall, moderate to heavy rainfall into Ripley County, just now starting to sneak into southern Decatur County as well. That'll be in Holton, and before you know it, and moving across 421 there between Versailles and Greensburg pretty shortly. So watch out for some slowdowns there. Just going to be one of those days, fairly widespread rain. I'm going to hop down one more time to kind of the regional view and show you what we're dealing with, and we'll see if there's any more comments that have popped up, and we'll wrap this up in just a few minutes. All right, so nothing on that particular Facebook. It looks like we have at least 27 whole people on my Facebook page, so hello 28 now people. The tens of viewers that I have on here for this noon digital show, which kind of goes get crazy some days. Just wait until there's nothing rain-wise to talk about, and then who knows what's going to happen for 20 minutes. So this is what we got to deal with. A cold front here off of the west. You can see it drying things out already across Missouri as the satellite will take a second there to reload. That's the cold front here off of the west. That will drag in early Saturday morning, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, somewhere in the morning, and that'll dry us out for the rest of our Saturday. Really nice weekend on tap. Hello, Susan. Hopefully you're having a nice day out there. Happy Friday to you. If you have the outdoor plans, like I said, you don't have to cancel today. Just be cautious with the outdoor plans. We will see that rain pushing in on and off through the rest of the afternoon. As you can see, it's already pushing in to our southernmost communities. I think our best chance is sometime between about 2 and 7 for the rumbles of thunder outside. Late tonight, things should start to thin back out, and then we dry out for what looks to be just a fantastic weekend. I don't know if anybody saw the celestial smiley face outside this morning. I don't know if skies cleared out enough here, but I'm sure some people with all the fake images that were on social media probably were disappointed with that. Tried to give you a good idea what was going to happen with that outside, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it for a Friday. Let's wrap it up easy. Let's see, 2 earthquakes so close together. So in eastern Ohio, I'll try to address this quickly. There was a question here, is it unusual to have 2 earthquakes this close together in Ohio? We did have that earthquake yesterday. Oh, where's that graphic at? Let's load this up. We had that earthquake over there. You can see the green dot flashing southeast of Columbus near Pleasant City. That was a magnitude 3.1. It was the same exact magnitude we saw just a couple days ago on the 22nd. It's not super common to have earthquakes at all in Ohio. You do get them, and typically they're weak, or even weaker than what we saw. With this one yesterday, this was 169 miles away from downtown Cincinnati. So the issue with eastern Ohio is they do some fracking in portions of eastern Ohio. There is a significant amount of that, and sometimes that can lead to a few earthquakes. It's pouring in Connorsville right now. Told you it's on its way. Just be cautious with this plan. So they do have some fracking. Sometimes that can lead to some earthquakes, that otherwise wouldn't have, happened at least that soon. We do live close to the New Madrid Fault as well. That's typically, though, a more rare occurrence in those cases. But generally, those are a little bit stronger along the New Madrid when they do happen. But those have been, we haven't had one. There's no wood around me, but I'd be knocking on it. There hasn't been a big one in a while here. I think the last time was when I was in high school around this area where we had that big earthquake that woke me up. I thought somebody was trying to shake me out of bed. So, yeah, not super common. That's why I did talk about it a little bit yesterday. Not a big deal. You didn't really feel it here in Cincinnati. Probably didn't even feel it in Columbus, to be honest. So. But anytime that happens, I do try to bring it up because it is a little interesting, the earthquakes we do have over here in the Ohio Valley. So I'm going to wrap it up or else I'm going to get yelled at by the production folks. Hopefully you have a nice weekend. Get out there, enjoy the weekend. The weekend looks great. Just be cautious with anything you're doing outside today. Because we do have that rain and storm threat moving in. You don't want to be outside when the lightning is moving through. We'll see you here. I am actually working Monday morning next week. Back to the mornings. Erratic sleep schedule. If you want to tune in, I'll be there on Monday morning. Very confused on what is going on because I have not yet worked the morning shift here. But it's going to be fun working with them. They've been a lot of fun to get to know the last week or so here. Some of my new coworkers, so we'll have a good time. Monday looks pretty good. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll talk about that when we get there. So get out there, enjoy your weekend, have a great time, and be safe out there this weekend.